anticipating. Girl, come on, make up your mind. Repercussions and consequences. Should've known better, wish I never met her. True to the letter, I'll never forget her. Waiting, anticipating. Girl, come on, make up your mind.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another live stream Tuesday. I hope that you guys had a good Monday and that your week has started well. I just caught a look at myself on my screen there, and I've just noticed how long my hair is, even though I know it's already long. But definitely need a haircut. Starting the live stream with hair talk, but it's only just because I saw, look at that. If I straightened it, wow, it would be down to the Batman logo. Anyway, hello to all of you in the live chat room. Thank you for joining me tonight. Let me give you guys a shout out. We have Momo, Bob, Lisa, Billy, Angela, Tammy, Ro, Barbara, Howard, Teresa, Bob and Momo again, Billy, Jeremy, Melody Rocks, Don's in there as well, Angela, Chris, Diamond Girl, Tammy. Let me skip the advert. And yeah, no, I've lost track of where we were there. But Susie Q, Lucy, Bernadine, hello everybody in the live chat room. Good to see you tonight. Now, something that I have noticed, actually, before I start rambling on about lots of different things, let me get the names of my patrons up on screen, because they make this all possible in the first place. So a massive thank you to you guys. You know who you are. But I mean, what I'm about to say does refer to my patrons and the support that they give me and allow me to do videos and live streams and everything that I do on this channel. So it is all to do with that. But let me get the likes goal up on screen as well. And tonight we're aiming for 440 likes. So if you could hit the thumbs up, that would be very much appreciated. Then we'll have Phil Jam number 234. So we're going in sequence tonight. And yeah, I can see on the likeometer that we have 198 likes so far. So nice spike. So thank you guys for doing that. And as you come through the door, yeah, every single thumbs up is very much appreciated. Really helps the live stream to get out there a bit more and for the channel to grow. Now, the reason that I'm kind of laughing when I say that is because of what I've noticed happening recently on the channel. And what I'm going to do is mention as well that you don't have to donate. Just watching is great. I suppose this is probably another thing that YouTube doesn't like about my channel. On my live streams, I'm saying you don't have to donate, whereas they keep on trying to tell me to set a donations goal, because obviously they want money, and I cancel their adverts. It's all starting to stack up now as to why this has happened. But anyway, I'm still going to keep saying you don't have to donate. Just watching is great. And I know there's some people that can't resist donating, but I think it's important that you know between 45 and 60% goes to YouTube through the Super Chat window, and between 3 and 5% goes to PayPal through the PayPal link, which you can find in the description below. But yeah, just watching is great. So now let's address this, because I wasn't actually going to address this on the live stream. I don't know what else I was going to talk about. Probably I was going to talk about how, because the days are getting lighter here in the UK, and I mean, it is quite warm. I think this is the warmest, what is it? The warmest April that we've ever had, or should I say April going into May, but because of the all the records from last month, they can now top them up and see where we were at through April. So yeah, the hottest that we've ever had and the driest that we've ever had as well. So things always tend to be seemingly pointing in that direction nowadays. So yeah, things hotting up here in the UK. But anyway, back to this point. So about a week ago, maybe a couple of weeks ago, I mentioned about how it seemed like lots of people weren't getting notified for my videos. And having just said what I've said about telling you not to donate and effectively give money to YouTube and me cancelling their adverts, yeah, this probably makes a bit more sense with what I'm about to mention anyway. So over, yeah, the last probably 3 weeks, actually probably since the beginning of April, the numbers have almost just ground to a halt. And when I say that, I mean not only ground to a halt, but actually having people being unsubscribed when they don't realize they're being unsubscribed. So it's got a point now where people have messaged me and been keeping a track of it and have said that they're not getting notified for my videos, and some people are getting unsubscribed to my channel and are having to resubscribe, and I've seen the evidence that this is actually happening. It's telling me that people have been unsubscribed, and then they say, well, no, I didn't. So anyway, here we go. So I think this is what's going on. Obviously, it doesn't work in my favor on the channel just generally that I tell people not to donate, because YouTube wants to make as much money as possible. It also doesn't help that on the live streams, I can control the adverts live and cancel them. On videos, you can't do that because I can't click on a button to cancel the video. So, and especially when I'm looking at copyright material and somebody else's song and somebody else's vocals, it means that that'll get copyright claimed anyway. But yeah, I don't mind that. Anyway, yeah, getting on to the point. So we've got these things that probably work against me, but I did say that it might have got to a point where, and it seems like at 483,000 subscribers, it seems like YouTube has decided that's enough. Like, that's enough of an audience to be seeing the kinds of videos that I've got on my channel. And if you haven't been watching for I don't know, a significant length of time, then you might not know that over probably the last year or year and a half, I've looked at some major bands, very well-known bands and singers, and pointed out things about their performances where I'm just pointing out what's going on. But it's something that I now can understand that they don't want that to be known. And the record labels, the major record labels, have an agreement with YouTube, and this is how the whole copyright claim thing comes in, so that people can do covers of songs and they get copyright claims, so the record labels make a certain percentage with YouTube for hosting the video. So I've seen another video from another lawyer who also says that there's got to be an agreement somewhere. Not that it's made public, but there has to be an agreement with YouTube and the major labels because of what, I mentioned Scott, the lawyer, who said this, and there's another lawyer that I had contact with in the past, and they know a lot more about it than me. So if they say that, yeah, that there's something definitely going on there, then I trust their research and what they know about the law and different agreements. But yeah, with the videos that I've done, rather than, I'm trying to promote honesty and integrity and transparency in the music industry, but it looks like that is not what the music industry wants. If anything, yeah, now that, like I've said, we're at 483,000 subscribers, so that's now where it has stopped, and to a point now where YouTube is unsubscribing people. Obviously, I know that it's weird because this has never ever happened on my channel, and I might even I know that people watching this live stream, we get maybe a few thousand people. Not everyone that watches the channel tunes into the live streams, but I might make a designated video on this because I think it's important that people know, and those people that have contacted me saying, oh, it's great to see you back on YouTube, I didn't realize, that you were back, and I've never been anywhere. But this is the way that obviously my channel's been a little bit sidelined, unfortunately. So I might make a video for my channel to try and tell as many subscribers as possible that they might be unsubscribed, they might now not be getting notified for my videos, and if they want to get notified for my videos, join over on Patreon. And this is for all you guys in the live chat room at the moment. I'll get this up on screen. So over on patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus, I always upload a link to the video that I've made for that particular evening, whichever analysis video it is. Now, if people aren't on YouTube going to be notified anymore, then what I'm going to do from now on is upload it to patreon.com and make it available for free members over there so that everybody can watch it. I might even make it public on there, because you can do free members or public, but you can become a free member over on patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus, and you'll receive all of the analysis videos. So it means that if there is anything particularly, I don't know, incriminating or something that people don't want out there, and I do an analysis video on it, you will definitely be able to see it. And I'm not going to change what I do. I'm still going to honestly look at a video and a performance and tell you what's going on. I'm not going to start changing my approach to it just because YouTube's basically saying, oh yeah, we don't like the stuff that's, maybe showing people behind the curtain of the music industry, and potentially people that might not be particularly accurate with their singing, but then they are suddenly accurate with their singing in live performances, and then I can show why that's happening. They obviously don't want that to be public knowledge. So anyway, that is the announcement, and I think I will do a video on this on YouTube, just because I had 1,500 subscribers for probably a few years when I was out gigging in London, and we're just trying to tell people about the band and my music, and trying to get people to subscribe to the YouTube channel. And this was back in, I don't know when it was, 2009, 2011, ages ago. So this is it, that I built up 1,500 subscribers just by going out and gigging and getting people to check me out on the internet and check out the band. So I know from that point, having been so many years ago, pretty much 15 years, maybe 16 years ago, of how it works on YouTube and how it generally goes, that everything kind of goes in the same direction. And if you start getting more subscribers, it's great, and things start increasing. But then even when you have a quiet period, things will still pretty much level out to an average of what you had maybe 6 months ago, or if you've had a boost in the channel over the last 6 months, it'll then relax to back where it was. And the figures that I'm seeing now, especially with the subscriber count, is just so weird that it just looks weird on the screen. I've never seen it ever like that. So I know that in the past YouTube has warned channels and said, look, on this particular date we're going to be looking across all YouTube channels, and we're going to be deleting inactive accounts, or those that are people make fake accounts and then sell them so that people can pretend they've got lots of subscribers. And that's something that I've never done. And whenever these days have come in when YouTube says we're going to be deleting lots of unused accounts, my subscriber count has never changed, because I don't think bots are subscribing to my channel, because there's nothing in it for businesses who are selling their subscribers, or selling their subscriber accounts that are fake to other channels. I haven't paid for anything, and I don't do that, so obviously I'm not going to be affected by that. So even in that period, things still would maintain pretty consistently, whereas all of a sudden now, and I think you guys might have noticed that, I'm just going to skip this advert. I'm making it even worse for myself. Maybe I shouldn't skip the adverts and then see if YouTube starts putting my videos out there a little bit more, because I'll be making them a bit more money. But this is it. There's been definitely something weird going on recently, and I'll have to see what happens, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep on doing videos. I've got a couple of videos coming up that, and I have said on the channel and to people emailing in the past, when they say, does something being remastered mean it's going to be pitch corrected? And I've always said no, it's not. That remastering and mastering is a totally different process to mixing and remixing. So there won't be any pitch correction on something that's been remastered. But look out soon on the channel, because something has been released that has been pitch corrected and it's labeled as remastered, which means you don't do pitch correction in the mastering process. So that's, I don't know how it works with the law, but that's false advertising saying, oh, this is remastered. No, it's not. It's pitch corrected. So anyway, yeah, that'll be a video in the future. And whether, again, go over to patreon.com/Wings of Pegasus to see that video, to make sure that you get notified for it. And I was going to say, I think that maybe you guys in the live chat room have maybe noticed how, on a Saturday we might have, a subscriber count, and then by Tuesday it might have gone up by 1,000, and by Saturday it might have gone up by 1,000 again, and then it might be the same the next Tuesday, then it might go up to the next 1,000. You might have noticed how things have just stopped. And we haven't had the thing on screen saying about the subscribers increasing, and it's great to have 483,000 subscribers. Don't get me wrong. It's a great audience, but the only problem is that the audience now, it does seem like it's been, bottlenecked and even kind of shut off, and people aren't potentially seeing the videos, and that certainly goes with the average view counts that I'm getting at the moment. So yeah, I'm not sure what I can do other than tell people about Patreon, because if everything stopped here on YouTube, I would still be over there doing my videos and uploading them, and for people to see them, whether the record labels like it or not. I'm going to keep on doing it because it's just about being honest at the end of the day. I'm not doing anything illegal. So we'll have to see what happens. But Diamond Girl says, I have noticed the drop off started when you missed a few live streams, so thank you for that. And I missed one, so there you go. I haven't missed a few, I've missed one. And the other live streams, in order not to miss them for the week, I did them on a different day than I would normally otherwise do them. So yeah, we'll have to we'll have to keep on pushing forward as much as we are allowed, and I'll keep on doing the same thing as always. But anyway, there's the announcement, and I'll do a video on that for the channel for people that don't watch the live streams, just so people understand that over on Patreon you can do that all for free, and I'll make sure that you can get access to all of the analysis videos. So anyway, let's get back into tonight's live stream, because we have the vote for tonight's cover video, and it's between Carry On Wayward Son and I'm going to have to try and find it. Oh, what was the other one? I typed this in so quickly, and I was going to say, because everything's now a lot lighter outside than it is normally, going on the sunlight of the day, I think, it must be about 6 o'clock now. I look at the clock and it's 8 o'clock. I think, whoa, I'm 2 hours behind where I need to be. So Carry On Wayward Son, and is it Don't Slow Down? It might be Don't Slow Down. I'm not sure, because I can only see the one that's in the lead, which is Carry On Wayward Son. And B says Don't Slow Down. So there we go. That was the other song that you can vote for, the Mr. Classic, if you guys want to hear that. But I think maybe Carry On Wayward Son is potentially going to be running away with it tonight. Who knows? Right. Anyway, I can see that there have been a couple of donations in the super chat window, so thank you for this poll. A $2 donation, and the message is, have fun tonight, spike the likes, all y'all rock. So thank you for that. And then Valhalla has donated £10. So thank you for that. It's a straight up donation. And jumping over into the PayPal window. I think we've had a couple of donations in there, but let me try and get this up to date. Right, so and this is what's the date? Oh, the 13th of May. Yeah. Sometimes I get things that come through PayPal, because it's all through PayPal. Like I've said about the Adobe Systems emails that I get. They obviously do lots of software that I use that I get charged for every month, and it all goes through PayPal. So I get about 5 or 6 emails, all from either Adobe or the Boinx software, which is what I use here, Boinx. And I remember the name just because it sounds a bit weird. But the software that I use for the live streams, my analysis videos, all a monthly thing. So yeah, anyway, that's why sometimes getting to the most recent donation is difficult. But we have found it. It's John who has donated £5. So thank you for that, John. And Cindy has donated £25 as well. So thank you for that, Cindy. And the message is... Hi Phil, you have been telling us about your Apollo 13 air conditioner engineering project for 2 years now, but a picture is worth 1,000 words. I'm sure we'd all love to see your creative solution. So thank you for that. And this is, I was going to say breaking news. It's not that interesting, but last night I totally redid my Apollo 13 engineering solution for my air conditioning unit, and I do have it going at the moment. So I'm having some cold air blown at me, which is nice, but not too strongly, otherwise it'll blow the hair out my face. Could look very rock and roll, but not the kind of thing that I'm going for on a live stream. So what I've now done is I did make like a cardboard box on the front of the air conditioning unit, and then connected a bin bag to it. And the bin bag, I cut open the other end and then connected that too with double-sided Velcro tape, which is really useful. I highly advise getting some just for keeping leads. If you've got a studio or something, keeping it all tidy, or so many other things that you can use Velcro tape for. Anyway, so it's got like one side is the frizzy side, and the other's got the kind of the hooks on it. So anyway, using that, I would then attach the tubing that I've got. So now the air comes out of the air conditioning thing through the cardboard thing, which gives it the structure to then go into the tube, and then I can take that tube and effectively, if you've got enough tubing, which I have, I've got about 5 miles worth of tubing. It means that you can have air conditioning in any place you want, and you don't have to move the air conditioning unit. So yeah, I don't think you'll be able to hear it because it is pretty much silent at the moment because of the tubing running a very long way away from where the air conditioning unit is. But anyway, I've now changed it because attaching and detaching that particular thing was a real pain, and it took ages, and sometimes there's loads of leakage. So the cold air would be coming out at the air conditioning unit out of the corners where it wasn't snugly fitting enough, because it has to be like airtight, so that's very difficult to do. So what I noticed was, I don't know whether anyone's ever done this, but if you've ever dropped gaffer tape or what's the duct tape, I usually say duct tape, and people say, oh, it's not duck, and I said, well, no, I'm saying it with a T, but you can't hear me saying it with a T. But anyway, duct tape, if you've got any of that and you drop it on a bin bag the wrong way, so the sticky side to the bin bag, you'll know how you cannot remove that for love nor money without ripping the bag. So I thought, hang on, what if I do that so that I've got this Velcro, I use Velcro for all of my projects seemingly, so I put the Velcro on the air conditioning machine, and then you take off the kind of film, so now you've got the sticky side. So I then attach the other side to the bin bag and I stick it on, and the bin bag I push on the sticky bit, and because it sticks to that, ridiculously, you're never going to remove it, and it's airtight. There's no air that can get through those spaces. So now it means that my air conditioning solution is airtight, And it doesn't have the cardboard bit on there anymore, but it seems to work. But I do support it with Velcro by attaching it, to something and holding it horizontally so that it doesn't put any kind of stress on the connection or anything. So yeah, I'll have to take a picture, but that's something that I did yesterday. So now the good thing is that I can set it up a lot more quickly. It's airtight, and if for some reason I wanted to use the air conditioning unit where it was, all I do is just disconnect the Velcro, and now it's going to be blowing into the room where it is. So there you go. That was a short story long about my Apollo 13 air conditioner engineering project. So I will try and take a picture. I'll have to try and remember to take a picture at some point. But yeah, thank you for the donation, Cindy. I can see another one's just come in, and it is Tim, who's donated £10.81. So thank you for that. And I think that is a straight up donation. So right, we're up to date with the donations so far. So thank you guys for it. You don't have to donate. And I know that, yeah, this is another reason why YouTube is prosecuting me, if that's the right word. But yeah, if you can hit the thumbs up, that would be great. We're looking for 101 more people in order to get to the likes goal for tonight, for Phil Jam number 234. So I mean, I just had a quick flashback to my other attempts of the air conditioning, and one of the attempts was destroying a cover for a pillow, because I thought that that I could use that in order to connect the tubing to the unit, and that didn't work. It kind of did work, but then I realized that, oh, hang on, it's it's just coming through the gaps in. It was all right, but yeah, there's a lot of leakage going through the pillowcase. So anyway, eventually I found the point. Now the point is, about having the bin bag, there can be no cuts in the bin bag at all, but if there are, if you put gaffer tape over the top of it, that'll seal it perfectly. So yeah, I wonder if you could make some kind of safety raft out of a bin bag, and if there's a hole in it, put gaffer tape, and whether that'll hold and be watertight. If it's airtight, would it be watertight? Don't know whether the Velcro would get wet. Anyway, I'm always thinking about potential survival situations, and thinking, right, if you put air in a bin bag and you sealed it off, you could use that as a float. You could definitely use that as a float, as long as there's no holes in it. So there you go. Have a bin bag on you at all times. Top tip. Anyway, right. We have to try and keep organised with tonight's live stream. Where are we at? Oh, it's just gone 11:30, and it looks like Carry On Wayward Son is still in the lead, 63% of the vote. And I think because we might have a little bit more time tonight, let me see where we are at. And the Phil Jam for tonight, which is number 234, is 4 minutes and 41 seconds, which means we've got a lot of extra time at the end of the live stream. Or maybe we could move that earlier in tonight's live stream and do something now, or I don't know, before the cover video. So let's have a vote as to, it's not going to be a vote, but just in the live chat room, let me know what we should do in this section. Oh, we do have a picture corner, but I still think we're going to be able to fit that in later. So we have a little bit of time to so I know people ask me guitar-based questions, and sometimes I demonstrate on the guitar. So there can either be that, there can be a Phil tune, maybe a riff of the week. I haven't set that up, but if I've got the time to do it, which I think we do have, then maybe we can do a riff of the week. So let me know. Oh, Melody Rock says aliens or bears. I don't know what that means, but if it means if I had to choose one, probably aliens, because bears are if they decide that they don't like you or that you look like a good meal, then it's not a good situation to be in. I think aliens won't really know what to do, and I don't think that they're violent, because if they were, we'd be wiped out probably about thousands of years ago. But anyway, right, we've got Jill says Phil Toon, Al says Riff, Phil Toon, Riff of the week. I tell you what, maybe should we try and do both, because then everyone's happy. We'll do a Phil Toon and a Riff of the week. So right, I'm going to try and do a Riff of the week, which means I have to try and find here we go. So Laura has emailed me with the remaining riffs, and this is like a lottery now. So I think not only do we have the winner of the Riff of the week, whoever guesses which particular song it comes from, but it's like a lottery win if you get a number that is a Riff of the week that we haven't done yet. So I'm looking for numbers. Melkastra has said 91, and we've had 91, so that is not a winner for tonight. And Corey says 99, we've had 99, that's not a winner. Angela says 17, we've had 17. Bang Bang Drummer 46. Hang on, 46. Oh, we have had 46. Ruth says 37. We've had 37. By the way, if you're new to this, you're choosing a random number between 1 and 100, and there are 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 riffs that haven't been chosen yet. So Teresa says 78. 78 we have had. Kim says 56. 56 we've had. Karen says 16. 16 we've had. PJ says 97. PJ has won the Riff of the Week lottery. We have not had number 97 out of 100, so that one is going to be crossed off as of tonight. And Riff of the Week 97, which is this and that, and pause because I need to set up the screen capture, which I haven't done. Now, as for where this is going to appear, I do not know. So let's get that there. How do I get the screen capture? It's there. Right. And it is literally there, off to the right-hand side. And can I grab this to move it in the middle? Okay, right. There we go. So we're looking for the name of the riff and the name of the song this riff comes from. Obviously, that's what we're going for because you can't really name a riff like John or something. Anyway, let's have a listen to this. And the first one on my screen to get it wins the Riff of the Week award, which is nothing. So let's have a listen to this and see if we can make out what it is and see if even I remember. We have it. Now, full disclosure, I couldn't hear that riff when it started up, but I could see from my playing which riff it was. So, right, looking into the live chat room, and Rose says Hot for Teacher. I'm just having a quick look to see. Oh, hang on. Liz, I think, got it before. I'm scrolling up. Hot for Teacher, which is correct. Cindy, above that, said Hot for Teacher. Right, I'm going to have to keep on scrolling up here to see if anyone beat Cindy to it. And Lisa said the riff's name is John. Laugh out loud. I think it was Cindy who is the winner for tonight. Hot for Teacher. And I can see that lots of you guys in the live chat room also got that correct. So congratulations to you. Let me get rid of this and rid of that. And I mean, Teresa said Eruption. So along the same lines, or at least definitely in the right ballpark, but not that particular song. It's not really a song, Eruption, but Hot for Teacher certainly is a song. But anyway, yes, Joe, PM112, Susie Q, Joe says Aqualung, of course. Tom says Eruption. Teresa says Eruption. And yeah, Ro, and then PJ. PJ said this is familiar. So there we go. That was the riff of the week for tonight. Now I'm thinking about doing the screen capture for Picture Corner later on. It's probably going to backfire, but oh, hang on, could I actually do this now? Wow, I didn't realize I could do that. So I've just set up Picture Corner for later while I was just talking, centralizing it all and doing the screen capture. So that was the riff of the week, number 97. Now we are going to be jumping into a fill tune. Now, as for which fill tune it's going to be, I do not know. I think we've seen the library one lots of times recently, because that's I just remembered Joe asking for that multiple times, and I think we watched it 2 times in quick succession. So maybe we could go for what we've got, the Basis, the Italian Guffest. I think maybe the Italian one. We haven't seen that. Melody Rocks just said Italian, and Cindy said Italian. So good timing there. We will jump into this fill tune. This is one of my stories of something that actually has happened in my music career. And as unbelievable as it is, it happened. And I hope you guys enjoy this, and I'll see you after. Rock!
That sounds absolutely excellent. We'll get the next train down and meet you at the Fox.
What the heck was that all about?
That was the excellent Italian drummer we were hoping to hear from. He loves our songs and can't wait to meet. He's really keen. We're going to London tonight to meet at the Intrepid Fox. We'll get the train. He said he definitely wants the drummer position in the band.
Ruddy heck, that is awesome. Finally, someone keen enough to meet and get things rolling.
I am amazed at how empty this carriage is. It must be a lucky day.
Yes, this is very rare. Normally I would not know where to look and have somebody sneezing and coughing in my face.
Not to mention, of course, the regulation bum guff released into the airtight carriage, making breathing impossible. I'm actually really looking forward to tonight. I think this guy could be the guy we need. From what I've heard, he really wants to be in the band.
Finally, it seems our luck is changing.
I definitely think this was a fantastic use of my last £15 of the month. I don't mind being skinned if it means we have a decent drummer.
Yes, I'm certain he will appreciate us spending £15 each and taking this 2-hour train journey to meet with him.
Precisely. Imagine if this was all for nothing. Ha ha ha. That would be so funny, I would probably guff my own bum.
Ha ha ha, yes indeed. From what he has said, there is no way this could ever end in a slap to the face.
We must be nearly there, as the people are starting to stare at us less, and also the women are becoming more attractive.
Yes, you are correct. Here we are. Remember to try to avoid eye contact with the busker just in case. Here we are. I am so excited. I've been waiting for this day all my life, in a way.
I suggest you keep talk like that to a minimum around here. You sound like a hormone sensual, not a metal rock death voodoo punk of death. Let's go inside. Wowzers. Heck, this place looks a lot more realistic on the outside.
Hey there guys, you are looking for me. I think I want to say, are you Phil?
Yes, I am. I recognize that Italian accent. You must be Alessandro.
That is not an Italian accent.
Shut your guff trap, you're breaking the illusion. Right, let's get a proverbial beverage and talk band business.
Sounds good to me.
Well guys, we certainly are having a great luck. and getting on like fantastic chums. I like the vibe we are producing with our verbal interactions.
Can I just say, guys, you are amazing. And I would love to join the band. I'm in this for the big time. Whatever it takes.
It's only been 10 minutes, but I think we all want to move in the same direction and get this show on the road.
We've been searching so long, but finally it has paid off. I think there are some great times ahead.
Oh, do shut up. I'm seriously starting to worry about you. Now, let's talk business. Shall we get a rehearsal booked for say 2 weeks' time?
Well, in 2 weeks I'm heading back to Italy. So, that is not too good for me.
Absolutely no problem. When are you back from Italy? We'll organize it for that week.
Yes, the problem is I'm not sure I'm coming back to England.
Ha ha ha. I hope to heck that you are pulling on my proverbials.
No, I'm serious. It is unlikely I'll be coming back.
Heck. Are you actually demented in the head? How the absolute guff are you going to gig with us when you are in a different country?
Oh yes, I can see that will be a problem. I hope I haven't wasted your time.
Oh no, not at all. We love to travel for 2 hours on the train, spending our money on train tickets and a beer for you, just for you to frig us in the guff, right? Well, we are going to leave now for the 2-hour journey back home. I sincerely do hope you get home safely to your flat just around the corner. Come on, let's get the guffing heck out of this vicinity before I lose my temper and tell him to frigging naff off back to Italy.
It's lucky it's all on film, or else nobody would ever believe this actually happened. Unbelievable.
What an absolute waste of time and money. To top it all, I had to spend my last 30 pence at the Paddington toilets. What a rip-off. I can't believe he spun me that guff about wanting to make it big with us. This is the worst day of my life.
And there we have it. That was the fill tune called The Italian. They're called real life stories, or at least that's what I called them to begin with. And yeah, that actually happened. And I think maybe people don't understand that it did actually happen, that somebody wanted to join the band and they were going back to Italy, and they weren't sure if they were ever coming back to England. And of course, England is where I live, where the band was, and where we were going to be playing shows in London. So yeah, amazing what people don't really think through. They think, oh yeah, I really want to be in a band. Okay, so do you want to be in our band? Yes, please. Okay, we've got a gig. Oh, I'm not going to be here. Potentially for the rest of my life, I'm not going to be back in the country. Oh, but anyway, so there we go. Yeah, as unbelievable as it is. I mean, the good thing is that in that particular scenario, Griff was with me. So we were both. Griff, you'll know, as having been on the live streams before and played the second guitar. He's second guitarist in first original band, and then Wings of Pegasus, and then he has done his own music now, and yeah, we looked at that probably a few years ago now. But anyway, yes, it was myself and Griff. So he was there as well, who saw this unbelievable guy that wanted to be a drummer in the band, but he wasn't actually going to be there. It will be here in the country. So yeah, there you go. And by the way, yeah, people say, oh, who's this character? Who's that character? And in that particular, I mean, they aren't really any particular bandmates. Like in that example, that's the only character that I had to choose with the software that I was using to make the cartoon. It has like the default characters. So in the bassist one, there's a guy that looks like he's just in a suit and glasses, because that was just one of the default character that I had to choose. And The only one that I could make a little bit like me is the one that looks a little bit like me, but it had a red headband on that came with the hairstyle, so I couldn't change anything about that. But yeah, other band members are kind of just whatever characters were there that I could choose. So yeah, when people say, "Oh, who was this person? Who was that person?" They aren't one particular person. It's just me using particular default options that we get for characters, or got in that, unfortunately, that editing software and the animation software is stopped years ago, because I wanted to use that again, and I messaged the company and say, "Oh, have you still got the options available from however many years ago that was?" But they've now changed everything to make it infinitely more rubbish, unfortunately. So yeah, all those kind of cool, I say cool characters, but they're just funny cartoon characters. They don't do those anymore, and now they have more serious looking people. They've gone for a new art look, and it's just a bit rubbish. So sadly, they've deleted all of the potential to do what I would say is interesting cartoons, to now like business presentations, and using cartoons to be the presentation for like real businesses and all that kind of stuff, whereas I quite like using it just for funny videos. So yeah, I can't use it for that anymore, unfortunately. But the fireworks one that I made, as some of you will know, that was me cutting around my old character and doing it frame by frame in order to get that on the new background. And it obviously took me ages, so this is why fill tunes aren't quite as easy as they used to be. Before, I could just grab a character, put him on there, type in what I wanted him to say, grab the other character, type in what I wanted them to say, and do the background, just drag in different items. And yeah, it was really quick to do, whereas unfortunately it's not like that anymore. So yeah, no more fill tunes in the future, I do not think. But right, we've gone 10 to midnight here, so we have Picture Corner, but let's get into tonight's cover video, and it's Carry On Wayward Son, which I believe, let me just bring that to a close, I believe that's quite a short cover video anyway. So we are going to be, I think, bang on time tonight with finishing on time, and the fill jam is a short one as well. We've got time for Picture Corner, so we can maybe relax a little bit more than normal. So, right, we will jump into this, and it was Carry On Wayward Son with 65% of the vote, and Don't Slow Down had 34%, 34 point something percent, and 323 votes. So thank you guys. And when we're talking about numbers, we're looking for 38 more people in the live chat room to hit the thumbs up. Then we will have the fill jam at the end of the live stream. So if you haven't hit that thumbs up, it'd be much appreciated if you could. Now let's go into Carry On Wayward Son. I don't know how many years ago this was, but let's see how different I look. It's going to be interesting. Maybe this is when I used to shave. I can't remember, but I haven't, when I say used to shave, I used to shave like all the way down to like the bare skin, but then the bare skin, I mean all the way down to the skin. Like, I don't have bear's skin. Anyway, aliens or bears? That was the question earlier. Moving on. So, what I have now is I shave, but I don't go all the way down to my skin because, yeah, I think it makes me look about 12. So I might look about 12 in this video. We will see. I'll see you guys after. Rock! Okay, Carry On My Wayward Son by Kansas. Let's do this. Rock!
Carry on my wayward son, there'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest, don't you cry no more. As I rose above the noise and confusion, just to get a glimpse beyond this illusion, I was soaring ever higher, but I flew too high. Though my eyes eyes could see I still was a blind man. Though my mind could think I still was a madman. I hear the voices when I'm dreaming. I can hear them say, carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. Oh no. Masquerading as a man with a reason. My charade was the event of the season. If I claim to be a wise man, it surely means that I don't know. On a stormy sea of moving emotions, tossed around I'm like a ship on the ocean. I set the course for winds of fortune, but I hear the voices say, carry on my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more. Carry on, you will always remember. Carry on, nothing equals a splendor. Now your life's no longer empty. Surely heaven waits for you. Carry on, my wayward son. There'll be peace when you are done. Lay your weary head to rest. Don't you cry no more.
And there we have it. That was my version of Carry On Wayward Son. I hope you guys enjoyed that, and thank you guys over on Patreon for requesting that as one of the options for tonight's cover video, as well as Don't Slow Down. So yeah, in that particular cover, what I tend to do with the cover songs, or what I tended to do, was to take the song and then kind of just play the bits that I like. So there's another riff in that song that is a little bit more kind of frantic, and for some reason I'm just not as much of a fan of that particular riff as I am of the riff that I play in the cover video. So yeah, I've kind of obviously shortened it a bit, and I do that with a few other cover videos where Behind Blue Eyes, for example, where I don't play the middle eight or the bridge, because I wanted to just play the song in the same kind of feel all the way through. And again, that's just something I decided to do. So there you go. It's just my version of that particular song. So where are we? We're approaching midnight now, and in order to have a fill jam to bust out the guitar, we are looking for 16 more people. So if you could hit that thumbs up if you haven't done that already, that would be great, and then we can bust out the guitar and have fill jam number 234. Right, let's jump into Picture Corner and see what's going on in there tonight. And let me see if I can actually access this from earlier. Yeah, here we go. Right, now I'm going to make sure that we don't have, I was going to say the name of this particular wrestler. It just says, Laura says, Barbara, obviously on the right hand side in her Wings of Pegasus t-shirt, with a wrestler. So I don't know who the wrestler is, or what does it say on his belt? It says something City, but I think it says that. It's very small on my screen, so I can't make it out. But yeah, thank you for sending that one in, Barbara. And this next one, we have Joe. And this is Joe before... Let me make sure that I read this out correctly. This is Joe before coffee as you can see, he's holding the Wings of Pegasus mug and says, let's see how they get on. And then after coffee. And there we have it. So thank you, Joe, for sending those in, and Laura for linking me to it as well. So yeah, coffee can work wonders. And yeah, I have a cup of coffee. I just have one a day. That's my allowance. And I think if I don't have coffee, then I do definitely miss it. So it almost turns into something that you just have, or I just have every day at a particular time. Same actually with a cup of tea. That I always have that at the same time every day. It's just part of the schedule. And then if I don't have tea, sometimes that's all right. I can get away with it. But if I don't have coffee, I think sometimes, yeah, it's more difficult, because I know that the coffee allows me to go. Oh, hang on, let me get rid of this. Thank you guys for sending in the pictures, and if you want to send in any pictures of yourself with Wings of Pegasus merchandise, then you can do. Head over to the Wings of Pegasus supporters group over on Facebook, and then if you upload it there, I'll get linked to it. And Laura will send me the link and I'll show it on the live streams. But anyway, yeah, having coffee, missing out on that. I know that the coffee allows me to do what I do earlier into the morning. Like, when you talk about 1 a.m, 2 a.m, 3 a.m, 4 a.m, 5 a.m, 6 a.m, I can stay awake during that amount of time in order to do what I need to do in my editing, my videos, recording, and answering emails, all that kind of stuff. And I know that when I have my coffee, it's probably about 8:30 in the evening. And I know that a lot of people say, oh, how can you have coffee that late in the evening? It's because I don't go to bed until basically the next day, where people are getting up. So it means that I have 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 12 hours. So that's what gets me through the 12 hours is the coffee. And then if I don't have a coffee, that's where I can sense that I need a bit of a pick me up in order to battle through this editing or whatever I've got to do. So anyway, thank you for that, Joe, and living proof of what coffee can do for you. So Joe says, when recording a cover, what do you lay down first? Bass, drums, rhythm, guitar, keys, or question mark? It's definitely not the question mark. Generally, it'll always be drums. That's it. Drums first. That's the foundation. Then bass. So like rhythm section. I mean, generally, I think probably the reason that I do that is, and that's just kind of how I approach everything, is being able to hear the rhythm section in isolation effectively. So you've got your drums, you've got your bass, because those two things have to work together, because everything's then just on top of that. All the rest of it is just, I don't know, I was going to say like the cherry on top, but it's just like decorations, all the stuff that's on top of the bass and drums. So if you get that sorted, all nice and solid, then it'll be rhythm guitar, and then sometimes I do the vocals at that point, or sometimes I do the lead guitar. It just depends at what stage I was at, whether I'd actually sat down and worked out the lead solo or not. If I hadn't worked it out yet, then I'd get down the rhythm, and then I'd sit down, listen to the lead guitar, figure out what was going on, and then record that. So yeah, I guess the last two things that I do are always the lead vocal and the lead guitar. So it's almost like everything's building up to the point of then having the lead instruments, so the kind of main focus. So if I was building up from drums, bass, guitars, keys potentially, and then maybe lead guitar, take away the lead guitar and I was now mixing the track without the lead instrument there. So it means that you can get a nice balance. And then when you have the lead guitar in there, generally I'd want the lead guitar at the same place, at the same kind of volume as the lead vocal. So when the vocal stops, you've now got another focal point. Rather than having a guitar solo that's really loud, which sometimes happens with some guitarists, or too quiet so you can't really hear it. So it means that I kind of layer it up as I go. So then when I've finally done the vocal, there might be things that need a little bit of editing, but when I've done the vocal and the backing vocals, of course, the backing vocals kind of sit in with the track as well. But once the vocals are in there, then yeah, it's all pretty much already done anyway. So that's kind of just how I layer it. That's my process. But Elaine has donated $5, so thank you for that, Elaine. And the message is, when on earth do you sleep, Phil? So thank you for that. And generally, I sleep from, 6, half 6. The problem at the moment is that it's quite warm, and I'm not very good at sleeping in warm weather or hot weather. So when it's, kind of 26 or 28, it gets, especially in UK housing that are built, the houses are built to keep in heat. So it means that outside it might be 24, but then inside it can be 28 or 30 degrees. So even when you open the window, it doesn't really help very much. So yeah, I'd say over the last few nights I've maybe got to bed at 5:30 or 6, and then I've woken up at maybe 10 because it's just too warm and it's really annoying. So then I'll try and get maybe a couple of hours extra sleep, but I'll just wake up again. And so yeah, I mean, it's not too bad if I wake up at go to bed at 6, half 6, get up at 12, half 12. That means that if I can do 6 hours continually, then that's great. But if I keep on waking up, it's a bit more of a pain. But that's still enough sleep, I think. Sometimes it's a little bit less than that, but I seem to get away with it. Right. So, where are we at? 5 minutes past midnight. Have we done everything that we're supposed to be doing? Cover video, check. Picture corner, we've just been through, check. So all we need to do now, and we have, all we need to do now is hit the target for the Fill Jam of 234, which we have done. So we can now get ourselves organised for the Fill Jam. Now the problem with the Fill Jam is, with the change in temperature, I don't even know if my guitar is going to be in tune or not, so this could be interesting. Quick check. Oh, is that slightly sharp G string? I'm not sure, might get away with it. Yeah, it's close enough for jazz. Right, let's click on this and stop this. Oh, okay, right. Now, this almost goes against all of the principles of the Fill Jams of having a backing track to a song. So it's not like just a random progression. Oh yeah, let's turn on that first of all so you can actually hear the guitar. But this is The Loner, Gary Moore. And then in brackets, HD backing track for guitar, close brackets. Wow, and this is from Sequence, inverted commas, C, capital Q, capital M, small m, end quotes, multimedia with a capital M. So this, yeah, I think this is one of those channels that you'll definitely need to know the name of in order to find it. I'm just waiting for the red dude. Where is he? He's just taking his time. I don't know why it takes so long sometimes. Right, yeah, so this is The Loner, Gary Moore, HD backing track for guitar. So, now I have to admit that, yeah, The Loner is one of those songs that I haven't kind of sat down and worked out. But when you're playing over the top of a backing track that's an already instrumental piece, it's very easy just to kind of fall into playing what the original guitar has played. So I'm going to attempt to not do that, and we're just going to play along, see what happens. Let me turn this up, see if I can actually hear it. Oh, let me know what the levels are like. Okay, my guitar. Oh, here we go. It's okay, just to come through. My G-string is sharp. have it. So that was The Loner dash Gary Moore, and then in brackets HD backing track for guitar from Sequence, that's Quence, inverted commas or quote things, CQMM end quote multimedia. That's the name of the channel. So there we go, that was The Loner. But it wasn't actually The Loner, it was the backing of The Loner and me just playing stuff over the top, not repeating or not trying not to repeat any lines. Yeah, certainly that's apt with something that I've spoken recently on the channel, and another thing that another channel did looking at somebody, a guitarist who's taking other people's guitar lines and all that kind of stuff and then playing them himself, not giving credit and all that kind of stuff. So there we go. That was a different version over the backing with hopefully no parts that would overlap if you played them both at the same time. So there we have it. We are actually bang on time. In fact, we are 35 seconds early for ending the live stream, so we're going to be ending hopefully perfectly on time. I wonder if I can time this perfectly, like they do on TV when they have to end at a particular time. Anyway, thank you guys for tuning in. I'm going to be here with another video tomorrow night, of course, so yeah, look out for that one. As always, let me know about future requests in the comment sections of my videos. And all that's left for me to say, I'm going to fail at this because reading the time and doing it's never going to work. But if somebody's maybe giving you a countdown, you can maybe do it in your ear, let alone having to look at the different screen. But anyway, all that's left for me to say is try to stay as safe and as sane as possible in this crazy world in which we live. And yeah, I'm going to be live streaming on Saturday night as well, so look out for that. Make sure that you join up over on Patreon for free to get notified for my videos, my analysis videos that I do, because yeah, you'll have to do that because we can't really rely on YouTube at the moment. So yeah, have a fantastic rest of your week, and I will catch you guys at the next one. Rock!